Hey guys, your friendly neighborhood Crumbs here, greeting you on what is a Wednesday night my time, possibly a different night your time. Either way, hello to you, hello to the people that have been here, and hello to the people that are new. The game that I'm going to talk to you about today really took me by surprise. It's called No, I Am Not a Human. Fair warning, it's not out yet, but Steam has it slated for Q3 2025, so honestly, any day now if it goes as the devs plan. But you can still grab the demo or wishlist the game if you like the vibe of it. So let me tell you about it. The tags on Steam consist of things like gore, story-rich, dark, thriller, etc. So you could basically say it's a gory, story-rich, dark thriller in the form of a point-and-click sim. Like, okay, don't take me too literally, you can walk around, but you're limited to a house and the rooms inside the house. It almost feels like a super interactive visual novel. That's the vibe, anyway, for me. But don't cast your judgment yet. I know visual novel tends to kind of turn some people off, but think of it like a Kojima sim with like a horror quirk, and that might put you at ease. Which is not to say it's Kojima coded at all, but whatever makes you give it a chance, dude. Moving on to the gameplay itself, I was immediately struck by how much distrust this game inspired in me. I instantly felt this weird, pervasive paranoia creeping into me, like I couldn't trust anything coming from the mouth of any character. Even the news broadcasts you see each morning felt a little too, all is well, citizen, don't mind the smells, it's just the smell of the gas chamber. You get what I'm saying? It's as if the devs wanted you to distrust the government as much in this game as you distrust them in real life. Okay, but I am getting ahead of myself. You probably want to know what the game is even about. So basically, you're a guy living in a house and you're super not into people. I don't know if it's like antisocial is quite the right word because you're chill with your neighbor, so obviously you're not that antisocial, but you're decidedly anti-hanging out, which is understandable. Anyway, one day you're woken up by a knock on the door. You peek out the peephole of your door, and it's your neighbor, and he's asking if you're okay, and gives you the current state of affairs as far as the world is concerned. Basically bad news, the world is shitting the bed, and you're screwed. He tells you the sun is incredibly hot, so much so that people are forced to stay indoors during sunlight hours, or risk being burnt like those super jacked up crumbs at the bottom of a toaster. You know the ones I'm talking? Yeah, not cool. But that's not even the worst of it. On top of the sun quite possibly being ready to explode, there are also invaders. Apparently they come out of the ground and they look just like humans, but they'll kill you, which is also like humans, but, you know, anyway, they're called visitors, and if they knock on your door and you're alone, well, you're cooked, bro. But as long as you have someone with you, they'll leave you alone. Not sure the logic on that, but them's the rules. So your neighbor being the nice guy he is, he offers to stay with you. He also introduces you to one of the game's core mechanics, which is alcoholism. Okay, I'm kidding, but not really. You're basically supplied with a pack of beer and told to drink it, it will make you sleepy. To sleep, you need to expend energy, but you can also do this by conducting tests on your guests to ensure they're not visitors, and that's with a capital V, just so you guys know. But you may not always feel like doing those tests, or you may want to cut it short, and to do so, you just chug a beer and head to bed. You'll find there's not really too much to do during the day cycle of the game. You essentially talk to your guests, who are people you've let into your home throughout the previous night. You learn about their characters, but also pick up on what's going on outside and what might have led up to this disaster. You also see how each character is coping and how differently they each view what is quite possibly the end of the world. There's a certain putrid weirdness to this game, but in a good way. You can also tune into a radio during the day. You do sort of like a mini game, it's not that difficult. But that will give you news to go along with, and honestly, a couple of like conspiracy TED Talks, if I'm reading it correctly. But anyway, so It gives you news on top of the news broadcasts that you already get each morning. You're woken up by a TV with a news broadcast. And actually, these news broadcasts are especially important because they tell you about the efforts of the government, but also how to detect visitors, capital V. Some of these signs are perfect teeth, dirt under the nails, bloodshot eyes, or even hairless armpits. That last one is particularly funny to me because it targets an entire ethnic demographic, but then as I was thinking that, it hit me, what if that's the point? Like, seemingly normal, inconsequential details, what if we, as in us, the people hiding in the house during the day, are actually the ones who are not human? I say this because each person who comes to your door kind of looks off, like meat on the verge of going bad. There's something weird and unsettling about them. No one is conventionally attractive, and that seems like it's deliberate. They want to make you feel so uncomfortable when dealing with these people that you're not really sure that you want to let them into your house. Now, I'm going to stop myself there because the game isn't even out yet, so all of my theories basically mean nothing right now, but if I'm right, well, I told you so. Haha. Anyway, all smugness aside, let's talk about the game's night cycle. At night, that's when people come to your door. So each night, you're awoken with a loud knocking on your door. You can choose to go straight to your door, but I recommend stopping to look out your windows first. You can't do this during the day, as the sunlight would literally burn the eyeballs right out of your head. But looking out at night gives you valuable information, like the status of your neighbor, which may not be as healthy as we would like, and or out your other window, you may see some very disturbing drama in the form of murder and things that lurk scarily in the dark. But going back to the knocking on your door, you have been advised by your neighbor that you should let any stragglers into your home as long as they're not obviously a visitor, that is. And you run this operation off of pure vibes. I actually suspect that the characters who seem the most unsavory are likely the safest ones. Don't hold me to that because I don't know, but I'm, again, pretty sure that I'm right. So, basically, you vibe check your way through all the creeps that come to your door. You get about 3 visits per night, and your rooms fill up pretty fast. Each character is unique and kooky and has some really crazy shit to say. You have religious fanatics, you have children who've lost their parents, people that are just super freaking angsty, and even people that have experienced some pretty serious assaults. Each person you encounter just feels like they are losing their absolute shit. And in turn, that makes you feel like you're losing your absolute shit. There are actually some moments that made me go, damn bro, same. One example is a guy who says he just wanted to live a normal life, doing normal things, but then the sun exploded or is about to explode and all he's left with is tragedy and just making do. And here in the real world, where every country seems to be losing its absolute shit, and things that we took for granted as rights are slowly being chipped away, well, I felt that. I want to be normal too. I don't want myself or anyone to have to experience the terror and fear of being alone at the end of the world. And this game feels like it's saying the same thing. And that is it for me, guys. Thank you to all the new folks I see dropping by, and a bigger thank you to those who I've been seeing for months. Don't forget to toss a coin to your witcher on the way to the bar, and have a great night wherever you are.